Hey, welcome back everybody. We got a lot to cover in this scratch video, so let's get started. I have a client here. Actually, this is Stephanie, you guys. You've seen her several times. She works with me, but she's let her hair grow out. But this is just what we do to cut her down. So we're going to start with the number 2 guard, and we're just going to get this hair a little bit lower so we can kind of see what we're going to be cutting down. She has a little patch of hair in her head that has been actually getting bad. And Stephanie has a wonderful boyfriend that we all know and love, and he is in the hair industry as well. He's got a product line that he carries, and they've got a product that is marketed towards clearing up this type of situation. So Stephanie has been using that product for a while, and I want you to see that it is not working. And yeah, so now she's gonna put the treatment back in my hands, so we get to follow Stephanie on her journey just to see if I can help her out a little bit. We're gonna start by cutting her hair down. Now I did the number 3 guard and the number 2 guard, and this is clippers closed, and we're just gonna shape her little tail piece back here. She likes it to come out into like a little tornado point on the corner of her head. I didn't want this to be a haircut video, but I do want you to see the process of this particular type of haircut. I love that it's short and it's sexy and it's still super feminine. And I'm going to wait and I'm going to do my lineup at the very end of this style, just because everything is going to be complete and we can look at it and we can kind of put the icing on the cake. So I had no idea I was going to be shooting this video, right? When I got to looking at her hair before we got started, I said, oh, Stephanie, you've got to let me record this. And she totally agreed. So this is a peekaboo patch. And looking at her from the front and from the back, you wouldn't know that she's got this issue. And unlike a lot of people where it covers the entire circumference of her head, her patch only covers a very small portion of her scalp. I'm going to be honest. I was getting frustrated while I was trying to scratch this up for you. Number one, it wouldn't come up where I wanted it to come up dry. Stephanie did not want me to spray it down. So at this point, we're doing the video for you. So she's letting me scratch this up for you. But it wasn't the scratch that I intended, because when I got in there, I was thinking that the flakes were just going to lift up into the comb, and that's not what happened. So you see, it's like her overactive area grew out in sheets with her hair strand. And then it like smashed her hair to her scalp. So when you're lifting the hair up, the sheets are lifting up. So it's not coming up as a flake. The best way I can describe it is like, are y'all familiar with stalagmites? The way stalagmites look underground in caves, you know, it's like limestone kind of deposits where it like seeps down and it comes to a head. Oh goodness, I know I'm taking y'all a little bit too far, but anyway, just look at stalagmites, and that's what her flakes were kind of doing. They were growing with the hair, so it was like coming out in points, and it wasn't coming into the comb. This is why you guys sometimes talk about the lice comb, because the teeth are much smaller and you can probably get it. So I'm thinking that with that comb I probably could have got them up, but with this comb that I'm using right now, I believe the teeth were just too far apart. Even though the comb was sharp as crap, it just wasn't, I wasn't able to get it. This is different from the dandruff or the psoriasis that I'm usually getting. And I'm going to say that this is psoriasis. This is not dermatitis, because this is all the way white, like silvery, scaly patches. There's no yellow to it. It's not crumbling up like sebum. This is pretty much skin. And now I'm going to frustrate myself a little bit more, and possibly you too, by still attempting to loosen this up and detach it from her scalp before we go into the shampoo process. So I'm going to leave you to the music now, and you can watch the rest of this in silence. Yes, so now that we've shampooed and conditioned, we've got her scalp looking really good. We're going to do a natural hairstyling technique called shingling. We've been doing pretty much what we call a wash and go, where we twirl the hair around our fingers and kind of pull it out. Shingling is not so much telling the curl what to do. It's actually just letting the curl do what it's going to do anyway. So I think when I get to the top, you're going to see me twirl a couple of pieces around because it was more of a squiggle than a curl. So I just let the hair go into a different direction. But I kind of want you to see this, how we tame this really, really curly hair. Really quick, really easy. It's almost mindless. What I'm going to be using is a curl cream, and I'm also going to be using a foam. Several of my videos I use this combination, and I typically use the same product line. So I actually think that you don't have to have that specific product line to do this technique. I just want you to show you the technique and let you know what type of products to use. And you just go to your local beauty supply store and you find a great curling cream, and then you find a great curling foam, a foam wrap, and then you cocktail them together and you can get this look too. I want you to pay close attention and to know exactly what I'm doing with my fingers. I'm going through and I'm detangling it, but once I feel that there's no kink or there's no kind of tangling at all, that's when I know the curl is ready to be placed. The hair has to be wet. You want it to be water in it. That's why I have the bag on it so it doesn't dry it out before I get there, because I just don't want to keep spraying water on her hair. Now, the moisture in the hair is going to help the curl formation to be really sleek and uniform. When you're adding the product on, make sure you're putting the product on damp hair. And if it's not damp, what's going to happen is it's just going to dry too hard. And you want this hair to have movement. It's going to get bigger and bigger every day she wears it. So it's one of those hairstyles that grows into a different style every day you wear it. That's the beauty of it, because the longer you wear it, the prettier it gets until it's time to shampoo again. Now we can get to these little guys around here. So we need a turn and a half to create a real curl, and you're just not going to get that with your fingers. So I am using the coiling comb to go and give us those cute little bitty baby curls around the edges. And the finishing touches like that, they actually just really polish the hairstyle off. And I'm going to go in and find some other hair that doesn't look like it's actually curled, because you can see a little frizz if you don't detangle each strand as much as you can. So she's going to go under the dryer after this process dries super fast. So she'll probably be under the dryer for about 10 or 15 minutes. And now she's dry. We're going to go in and I'm just going to go ahead and line her up. I said before, we're going to keep her as soft and feminine as possible. Just going to barely tap her outline with the clipper. And I do want it to come into the point, so we're going to put a little design over here. Not so much of a design, but you know, we're going to cut it into a design. This is her signature look to the side. Now, I personally prefer this style to be picked out. I like to pull each one of the little coils into maybe like 2 or 3 little smaller coils. But Stephanie likes it just like this. She doesn't want to touch it. She actually prefers it to be a little bit more flatter on top, and I can't stand it. But you know, you got to get a client what they want, right? So this is her final look. You saw what it looked like immediately after the haircut, so you know it's going to get bigger. This is what we have to work with. And I'm going to let you see this little piece back here in the back. You see it is still red. And that's pretty much what her scalp looks like on an everyday basis. It's just red and it appears to be irritated. So I did get a chance to catch her while she was working with a client the very next day. So you guys can see that as soon as it gets to it, you can see that it's still a little red in some areas. I do have this miracle ointment that I've been using, and I'm absolutely in love with it. So I will be showing her follow-up, and I'm going to have her do a little interview to tell you all about it. So please like this video. Please share this video. Comment. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you're even interested in her follow-up video. Thank you all again for supporting my channel, and I appreciate every single view I get. Thank you again, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye-bye.